Have you ever held onto a belief so tightly that it felt like a part of your identity? We all have. In his compelling book Think Again, organizational psychologist Adam Grant challenges us to reconsider this instinct. He argues that our most deeply held beliefs, the ones we defend with unwavering conviction, might be holding us back from growth and understanding. Grant invites us to embrace the power of rethinking, the ability to question our assumptions and to approach the world with curiosity and an open mind. Think about the last time you changed your mind about something important. It probably wasn't easy. Our brains are wired to conserve energy, and rethinking takes effort. But Grant argues that this effort is worthwhile. When we're willing to rethink, we open ourselves up to new possibilities. We become more adaptable, more resilient, and more likely to succeed in a world that's constantly changing. Think Again isn't just a self-help book, it's a call to action. Grant wants us to create a world where rethinking is the norm, where we celebrate intellectual humility and see disagreement as an opportunity for growth. He believes that this shift in mindset is essential for solving the complex problems facing our world today. This book is for all of us. It's for the student struggling to understand a difficult concept, the entrepreneur trying to navigate a changing market, and the citizen grappling with political polarization. It's a reminder that the ability to rethink is not a weakness, but a superpower. Before we continue, if you like this video, please remember to share it with your friends, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and then watch some more of our great videos. We live in a world saturated with information. Every day we're bombarded with news, opinions, and data. It's easy to feel overwhelmed, to cling to our existing beliefs as a life raft in a sea of uncertainty. But Grant argues that this clinging can be dangerous. When we become overly attached to our ideas, we risk falling into what he calls intellectual rigidity. Grant identifies three mental modes that contribute to this rigidity: the preacher, the prosecutor, and the politician. These aren't necessarily bad things to be, but when they dominate our thinking, they can prevent us from seeing other perspectives. The preacher sees the world in black and white, clinging to their beliefs with righteous certainty. The prosecutor is always on the attack, eager to point out the flaws in others' arguments while defending their own. And the politician is more concerned with winning approval than with seeking truth. These mental modes are seductive. They offer a sense of certainty and control in a world that often feels chaotic. But Grant argues that they come at a cost. They prevent us from learning from our mistakes, from empathizing with others, and from finding common ground. If the preacher, the prosecutor, and the politician represent the pitfalls of intellectual rigidity, then the scientist embodies the spirit of rethinking. Grant encourages us to approach our beliefs with the same curiosity and rigor that a scientist brings to the lab. This means being willing to test our assumptions, to seek out evidence that contradicts our beliefs, and to change our minds when presented with compelling new information. It also means being open to the possibility that we might be wrong. This can be a humbling experience, but it's also incredibly liberating. Grant provides a framework for cultivating this scientist mindset. He encourages us to detach our identities from our opinions, viewing our beliefs as hypotheses to be tested, rather than as sacred truths to be defended. He also stresses the importance of intellectual humility, the recognition that we don't have all the answers and that we can always learn from others. This approach to thinking isn't just about being right or wrong, it's about embracing the process of learning and growth. It's about becoming more comfortable with uncertainty and ambiguity, and it's about developing the intellectual flexibility we need to thrive in a complex world. Section 4. Rethinking Our Relationships. Rethinking isn't just an individual endeavor, it's also essential for healthy relationships. When we approach our interactions with others from a place of intellectual humility, we create space for dialogue and understanding. Grant introduces the concept of motivational interviewing, a technique used by therapists to help people overcome addiction and other behavioral challenges. This approach involves asking open-ended questions, listening reflectively, and helping people explore their own motivations for change. Grant argues that this same approach can be used to facilitate rethinking in our personal and professional relationships. Another key element of interpersonal rethinking is psychological safety. Grant emphasizes the importance of creating environments where people feel comfortable expressing their doubts, admitting their mistakes, and challenging the status quo. When people feel safe to speak their minds without fear of judgment or reprisal, innovation and creativity flourish. Rethinking in relationships is about more than just avoiding arguments. It's about building trust, fostering collaboration, and creating a shared understanding. It's about recognizing that we all have something to learn from each other, even when we disagree. Section 5. The power of collective rethinking. Rethinking is not just a personal journey, it's also a societal imperative. In an era of increasing polarization and division, Grant's message feels more urgent than ever. Grant argues that our collective inability to rethink is at the root of many of the problems we face today, from political gridlock to climate change denial. When we're stuck in our own echo chambers, surrounded by people who agree with us, it's easy to become overconfident in our own righteousness. This can lead to groupthink, a phenomenon where groups make poor decisions because they're more concerned with maintaining consensus than with considering alternative perspectives. To combat this, Grant advocates for constructive disagreement. He argues that we need to create spaces where people with different viewpoints can come together to engage in respectful and productive dialogue. This doesn't mean we have to agree with each other, but it does mean we need to be willing to listen to each other and to consider the possibility that we might be wrong. Section 6. Think Again. A roadmap for growth. Think Again is more than just a thought-provoking read. It's a practical guide to personal and professional growth. Grant provides concrete strategies for cultivating the habits of mind that are essential for rethinking. He encourages us to embrace the joy of being wrong, to view mistakes as opportunities for learning and growth. He also stresses the importance of seeking out diverse perspectives, surrounding ourselves with people who challenge our assumptions and help us see the world in new ways. Throughout the book, Grant weaves together research from psychology, sociology, and behavioral economics with compelling anecdotes and real-world examples. He shares stories of people who have successfully navigated major life changes, overcome adversity, and achieved remarkable things by embracing the power of rethinking. These stories serve as both inspiration and proof that change is possible, even when it feels difficult. Section 7. A call to action, Rethinking Our Future. Think Again is a powerful reminder that our minds are not meant to be static. They are meant to grow, to evolve, and to adapt to the changing world around us. By embracing the power of rethinking, we can become more resilient, more compassionate, and more effective in all areas of our lives. Grant's book is a call to action, an invitation to create a world where intellectual humility, curiosity, and the willingness to change our minds are valued above all else. In a world facing complex challenges, this shift in mindset is not just desirable, it's essential. It's time to think again, and to build a better future together. Think Again is not just a book, it's a movement. It's a movement towards a more thoughtful, more compassionate, and more adaptable future. Join the movement. Start rethinking today. If you liked this video, please share it with your friends, hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, and watch more of our great videos. Thanks for watching.